Hey y'all, it's your fave Aquarian Mystic here. I hope that everybody is doing very, very well. Happy St. Paddy's Day, y'all. I actually was advised by a loved one that it was the day of St. Paddy's, and I didn't even know. But I actually decided to wear all green today because green is one of my favorite colors. So that's what's going on today, y'all. I hope y'all had a good weekend. I've been missing for a bit because Mercury has been retrograding, but I'm happy to be here with all my Aquarians, my Aquarius placements, and anybody who is here that just feels like taking in a message for the greater good of all of humanity, which is the intention here. So I'm just doing a daily reading, just gonna see what's up, with the retrograde and how hard it's retrograding, y'all. So we got Three of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. Queen of Pentacles upright. And Four of Swords reversed. So y'all know I don't typically get the reversed ones, so every single time I do, it's a little bit of a shock. And we always have to learn and figure out, what does this even mean to us? So Aquarius, we're going to take a second and look up the reverse meanings of Three of Pentacles and Four of Swords reversed. So reversed. Alrighty, so it's saying that this signifies a lack of teamwork, poor collaboration, and disregarded expertise. Which, I mean, that makes sense. Because if we take a second to look at the actual card here, upright, it looks like there are three men. One of them looks like a bit of a jester. And then it says here that, or it says here as if there are words. There are no words, y'all. I'm just seeing. But it says here, it looks like there's a guy working, honestly, like on the tower here. And there's two men that are kind of trying to assist. Which, that does seem like teamwork. Three of Pentacles. Reverse, it would make sense that it means that there's a bit of a conflict, which makes sense because of the fact that, we're in this retrograde. Mercury's retrograding, y'all. And that is going to really affect how people are acting. And unfortunately, we all know that as an Aquarius, we try to stay grounded and we try not to end up in the drama. But when the forces are as they are, we end up in the drama anyways, regardless of, honestly, how hard we may try to avoid it, just because that can tend to be life. And that goes back to other readings again that state that you have to have discomfort in order to grow. So that's like having to go through and work through a problem, maybe with one person or maybe even with two other people, which is a lot of work. I don't want to say stress because I don't want to call it stress, because I don't want people to associate communicating with stress, but it can be. But the point of communicating, y'all, Aquarius placements and everyone who's watching, the whole point of that is to grow. The point of that is to change. And the point of that is to be able to get to a point where you don't feel the stress anymore. Because, like, stress is, like, built up emotions. Stress is just a bunch of built up emotions that are in your body. Speed night car. in the background for confirmation, y'all. Do you hear that? It's speed night, just like every other night, y'all. That's how it goes down in the South, y'all. Okay, Spirit, I'll get back on topic. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles reversed, meaning there's a problem here. There's the Queen of Pentacles, meaning that your money's still good, though. So, I mean, your pentacles are good. And we have the Four of Swords, which honestly, like, before I look this one up, we should think about it. So, upright, it looks like a very peaceful man. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe, you know. But he looks like he's like either praying while resting in a church, or he's dead. And I really don't think it's the dead part. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go with he's chillin'. But I'm really wondering what it would mean reversed if that's the case. So, let's look. There's nothing wrong with learning, y'all. That's the whole thing. Not used to getting reverse cards. Gotta go ahead and do the whole thing and figure out what's going on. Reversed. Four of Swords. Y'all. Aquarius. It says Four of Swords reverse indicates an end to a period of rest, signaling a return to action, wakefulness, and re-engagement with life. Oh, maybe that's why I haven't been getting a Hermit card any time for the collective. Because I really haven't got the Hermit card for the collective at all. Haven't seen it pop up once during this time frame. So that is very interesting. So I feel that maybe there is issues with money, pentacles, and maybe just feeling that people are not helping. Oh my gosh, Aquarius, I'm so sorry that you feel this way, that people are not helping you with your goals, or maybe even getting in the way. And then it's saying that you're gonna have to go back into action. But an upward spiral is a good thing, though, Aquarius. Like, an upward spiral, getting back into action is not a bad thing. Let's clarify. Let's use the Woodland Wardens deck to clarify. I want to get, hopefully, Spirit can give me 3 cards that I can use to clarify each of these. Got 1. Oh yeah, I got my 2 cards. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's clarify. Upheaval! Ah! The Vulture and Asphodel. Upheaval. Y'all, upheaval can be fun. We don't need to be scared. I scream out of anticipation of what's to come, because change is the only constant, and change can be good, and people are so afraid a lot of the time, but it's like, no, just give me that change half the time. Obviously, we aren't rushing. There's not, like, no one's trying to rush here. No one's trying to push forward in a way that's just too soon. No one's trying to do that. I think things are going to unfold the way that they do. But jumping back into action, I see now the opposite of rest. Now we're going to have to work, which, you know what, Aquarius, we're up to the challenge. For reals, for reals. Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Finch and Peach, which is signifying romance. What? Okay, whatever. We'll clarify that. I'm not a love hater at all. I'm a lover, not a fighter, y'all. But it's just like the love is part of it, love's part of the universe and life and everything, and I guess it's just something that needs to pop out in the reading, and that's totally accepted, because we gotta live in reality, y'all. All right, and then for the Three of Pentacles reversed, we have the squirrel and chestnut preparation. Wow. Okay, so what I'm getting is that you, Aquarius, you have been preparing for this time forever. Like, we're in the literal, like, season of Aquarius right now. We're in an Aquarian time, and we have been preparing for this type of conflict, have we not, Aquarius, for the greater good of all humanity? We've been preparing for people to type blah 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 blah, for people to kind of try to, like, we know that in this time that we're in, people are so angry. They're so angry, they're tired, they're fed up, and we can expect some conflict, right, Aquarius? We prepared for that. And we've been preparing for that our whole lives. So we don't feel any sort of fear in the face of the perceived lack of help from other people, if that makes sense, or lack of cooperation, because we have the communication skills to convince people to team up with us, y'all, which is like the best thing. Like, we love a good collab, do we not, Aquarius? We really do. We really do, y'all. Upheaval. That makes sense to me. To me, it feels clear, but Spirit says to get more in depth about this stuff at times. So, because you're gonna have to go into action, which makes sense. This is a time for you to get creative. Like, we're going into the springtime. It's almost spring, y'all. If not already, like, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm open to corrections. Like, subscribe, and put on notifications, or whatever I'm supposed to say. But what I'm being told to say here by Spirit is that upheaval comes with you having to jump into action. Like, you don't jump into action for no reason. There are going to be things that are challenging that you are going to be able to face, and you're going to face head on, Aquarius. That's the upheaval. All right, so let's figure out with the Queen of Pentacles what exactly is going on. Let me find and see if I can... I want to get deeper into this, so we'll see what the Finch and Peach is meant to represent before we clarify it with anything else. Okay, so it says it represents romance, love, joyous, and celebratory energy, which is cool. I like the fact that, you know, this reading is completely opposite of some of the last ones that we've had. There's the good in the middle, and then the bad on the outside, which is just very, very interesting. But it says the Finch represents excitement and companionship, while the peach symbolizes fertility, sensuality is how I'm gonna put it, and sweetness. Together, they often indicate a new romance, deepening connections, or self-love, y'all. Okay, let's clarify. Let's figure out what it really means in conjunction with the upright Queen of Pentacles. Which, just, let's look that up, even though I'm, intuitively I feel like I can see what this is. It's a woman, she's holding a very big pentacle, she's got her throne, honestly though, her throne, it has a lot of, like, interesting animals on it, and then she's got a bunny, but her expression just looks like very solemn, so let's figure it out. Okay, so Queen of Pentacles typically represents a nurturing, practical, and resourceful figure. Yeah, makes sense. God abundance. She's a queen. All right. All right, so let's figure out, does the Finch represent self-love? Does it represent new love? Does it represent love for maybe a passion? Let's find out, y'all. I'm going to use this one. It's called the Angels of Love Oracle cards. So I'm going to use that. We'll just go ahead and shuffle it and see if anything comes out. So when it comes to love, I think Spirit wants me to communicate to never lose yourself, because that's something that happens very often. And as an Aquarius, you don't want that to happen. Let's be so real. We're independent. We need to keep that independence. We can't get too enmeshed with our partners. We want our partners to have their own lives, so that way, we can still feel free. So, okay, dropped one. Drop two. Oh, man. Alrighty. So what popped out? Maybe this has two different meanings. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so let's just start with the first one. It says, Se merece el amor, which means you deserve love. And it says, Es digno de ser amado, which means pretty much like you're worthy of being loved. And you deserve love, which everybody deserves love. Am I right? You deserve love, Aquarius. If you feel maybe like you're a burden or something, maybe you need to think harder about how you're perceiving yourself and what frame you're going into when you have those kinds of thoughts, because it's not worth y'all. You got two options in life. You can be positively delusional or negatively delusional. And I've been on the negative side, and it really doesn't get you anywhere. So I mean it. Be positive, Aquarius, even though, maybe you got some hard things going moving forward. Maybe you're having hard conversations here, but you still deserve love. And I think that's something you have to keep at the forefront always, because it's easy to be so hard on yourself. And it's something to work on, because that's how you move forward in life. You can't be so hard on yourself. So while this is pretty much a very overall encapsulating message to me, that regardless of what you are pursuing with the pentacles, or to me this is giving also safety and whatnot. So maybe it's about self-love, and also how you use that to find love in other people that mirrors yours, and so that way you can be happy. But maybe it also means you deserve love for your artwork and for your creativity and for your passions as well, because it's pentacles that we're talking about here. Alrighty, and then the second card here, it says, open your mind, abra su mente. It says, puede que su alma gemela difiera del tipo de persona que espera conocer. Okay, so it says open your mind, and it says it is possible that your twin flame, or your okay, let me make sure that I'm translating this right. It could be possible that your soul twin is a different type of person than what you expected. So I don't know if maybe all of this is tied. I think Spirit, I'm gonna ask Spirit to give me a second to just sit here and tie it all together, because what do I mean? I don't know. I can see it. So let's move and we can go ahead and see it all. So you, Aquarius, are going to be very abundant. You're going to be abundant and independent. This is about pentacles. Pentacles typically have to do with work. So I think that this is meaning that Aquarius is going to put their love and passion into their work, and someone may see that, a person may see that love that you deserve to have and you put into your work, and somebody here that you don't expect shows up. And now you have met someone that is a soul twin. But you're going to feel like they're just not what you expected. And maybe that's going to be confusing. I'm going to do something and let's clarify that, because this is about a person. And I feel that this is a person I'm seeing that this is a person that you are going to meet when you're already successful. Alright, so they did say smegjules. That's what we heard when it came to the Finch of the romance, and this is saying that a romantic person's gonna come out. So I'm using my smegjule tarot deck here, y'all. And I've said it in the past, I have ways to censor. Oh. I have ways to censor these cards, but this one doesn't need censoring. Okay, that's just giving me more questions at this point. Out came temptation! Are you gonna have to make a choice in the future, Aquarius? Or is somebody... Open your mind. It's possible that the type of person that is your soul twin is different than what you expected. And there's temptation. And it's like a pregnant woman, and she's holding a man's hand, and there's like another lady on the other side trying to grab him away. Oh no! Well, you know, we will see. We'll clarify it even further. Oh yeah, that's a lot of cards. Spirit, we're gonna have to... I'm sorry, we gotta... Spirit, you gotta be direct. You gotta be direct. This is wild. I'm getting the intuition that, like, there's just somebody maybe that tries to, like, intervene or join, which is weird. But let's figure it out. I want to know now. It's a person that you wouldn't expect. Aquarius, do you have multiple? Well, of course we do, actually. Let me just be real. We all, like, Aquarius, do you have multiple people interested in you? So many, so many. The one that flipped over. And I'm gonna pull out some of the stones because I don't need this getting me in trouble, y'all. I don't want the cards getting me in trouble, y'all. But it's got temptation. And I'm gonna cover her booty, her bottom for y'all, even though she's cute. And discovery. So I'm honestly getting that these are some smegdual discoveries. We don't judge. That's as much as I'm gonna say about that. I think that this is getting, woo, spicy. I'm literally blushing, y'all. Very interesting, very interesting. But temptation, you know, temptation's not good, y'all. Like, I'm laughing, it's funny, but discovery is good, but temptation, not so much. So, let's go ahead and pull a shadow card, because that's the kind of channel we are. We want to think about the shadow side, you know. It's fun to make jokes and stuff about the shadow side, but it's like, how do you deal with it? And so, like, let's figure it out, because, like, this is getting real, y'all. Like, temptation. It takes a while to become a Queen of Pentacles, so let's talk about it, because maybe this is not even something that's in your, not something that's, like, immediate, or maybe it's something in the future. Let's talk about it, Aquarius. We do not shy away. Okay, let's do 2 for temptation. Let's have that conversation. We're getting deep today. Alright, so for temptation, we have pulled the mirror effect and the shadow's gift. So what frustrates you and others is a reflection of something unhealed within you. So, Aquarius, what that means is pretty much that you have to self-reflect. Like, this is something that you're always going to have to self-reflect about, because you're a human. So, and then also we have the shadow's gift, which is, within darkness lies wisdom. The pain you've endured is shaping you into someone stronger. So if you're able to defeat this, you'll be fine, Aquarius. Like, just keep self-reflecting. Keep having a Socratic seminar in your brain, so that way this is not something you fall into, because it's not good. This is bad, y'all. We want to go ahead and put the duck on top. We're above that. We're above that, Aquarius. Okay, so now that's pretty much what I got. That's the message. You should not want to fall into this, because it's not good, y'all. Remember your rules and boundaries. Bye.